Ladies and gentlemen, the death of Albert Ojwang has resulted into a crisis in the government. The man was said to be killed by the police. The man is said to be the latest victim of police brutality. And the government is in a crisis, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I want us to look at why the House on the Hill is being said to be on crisis. I want us to look at the reason why tables are being banged. I want us to look at the reason why things are no longer the same in the House of the Hill. Number one is because Raila'S has written a strongly worded letter to the government. Interestingly, Raila is part of the broad-based government. But that letter, unajua Waswahili wanasema mgala muwe na haki umpe. That is the best way. That is the way to go, Raila'S. No, okay, just have been asking, how is this happening? And Raila's one of the memorandum of understanding, one of the issues they talked about is that the government was going to stop the abductions. So Raila'S has written that he's going to withdraw his troops from the broad-based government. And this one is sending butterflies in government. And William Samoei Ruto is very, very angry with what is happening, with what Raila has said. And they believe that if Raila was going to walk out of the government, that would be the end of this administration. I think William Samoei Ruto cannot survive without Raila Amolo Odinga. And Gachagua has been telling us that if this government is to survive, Raila has to be in government. Because you see, if Raila was to withdraw his support from this government, I think William Samoei Ruto will be so vulnerable. The government will be so vulnerable. And I think when it comes to governance, William Samoei Ruto will find it very, very hard to govern this country. You can imagine ODM joining hands with Gachagua. I'm sure the country will be ungovernable. So the fact that Raila'S Odinga is saying that he's likely to, in fact, he's even sending some of his people to state it publicly so that the government can get the message. So Raila is saying that the person who actually authorized the arrest and the transportation of Albert Ojwang all the way from Homa Bay to Nairobi must be brought to book. That's a good one, if you ask me. The second reason why the government is in crisis is because there's a feeling among William Samoei Ruto's advisors that William Samoei Ruto's government is being sabotaged. There's a feeling among the advisors that there's some state operatives who are right inside the government, some of them very close to William Samoei Ruto. And what they are doing, they want William Samoei Ruto to fail. He is being set to fail. That is the feeling. I was reading the Stars newspaper day edition, and I was looking at that column that talks about corridors of power. There is one article there. I don't have the paper here, but I read it in the morning. It is the advisors are angry when they want William Samoei Ruto to fire some of these guys who are setting him to fail. And they are also very, very bitter that William Samoei Ruto has not fired these guys, despite being advised that these people are going to make him fail. So the government is in crisis. The number three reason why the government is in crisis mode is because of the public rage. People are very, very angry with the government. People are very, very angry with William Samoei Ruto's administration. People are very, very angry with the DCI. People are very, very angry with Eliud Lagat, the Deputy Inspector General, who was the complainant in this case. People are very, very angry because the idea of sabotaging, the idea of abducting Kenyans is something that has been talked out. It's something that has been happening many years. And people are asking, up to when are we going to see the blood of young people going down and nothing is happening? So this is something that the government is not able to handle. So that anger and the image that is coming, the image that is being created about the government is that the government is a murderous government. The government is a government that does not care about the rights. See, losing life is not just an ordinary thing. When life is lost, we cannot take it as like an ordinary thing. Kwamba unajua uhai wa binadamu sio uhai wa kuku, ati vile unaweza kuchukua kuku na mkija unafurahia minofu ya nyama. Hapana, sio hivyo. Mwanadamu is a spiritual being other than being a physical being. Man is a spiritual being. So this idea and the pain that has come to the nation, no, everybody is in pain. People are in pain. Parents are very, very angry. The youth are very, very angry. The members of parliament are very, very angry. So that pain of the nation is something that has made the government to come and try to see how they are going to manage this anger. And what they are going to do is now trying to have what we call damage control. And they are doing everything to see that the damage of the nation, of the image of the nation, the image of the president, the image of the government, the image of the police is somehow handled in a professional way that is not going to affect William Samoei Ruto's governance. But when you look at it, you also realize that the government is in panic mode because every day William Samoei Ruto is losing the support. Even those people, like now, how many people are going to vote for William Samoei Ruto in Homa Bay? How many votes were lost when this man was killed by the police? You know, Raila and William Samoei Ruto had been working very hard to win the support of the Luo nation. But now here comes somebody from Homa Bay, the heart of Raila Amolo Odinga's support base, where William Samoei Ruto is expecting that the people are going to support him, and the man is killed. You can see the damage. So the government is in crisis mode because 2027 now, they don't know how they are going to handle this situation. There is also this idea that the death of this man has given the opposition huge mileage. Huge mileage. Remember, Gachagua has been telling Kenyans that there is a killer squad in the government. And anytime Gachagua talks, I think it is very, very important that we listen. If you have been ignoring Gachagua, you agree with me. He told us that there was a killer squad in the government composed of the administration, police, the DCI, what. I think he talked about 100 member squad. And it looked like he knew what he was saying. You know, Gachagua was in the heart of the government, and he knows how the government operates. Gachagua was even in the government of Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi as an administrator. Gachagua was also in William Samoei Ruto's government. He was also in Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's government. So he knows how the government operates. He has huge networks. And when Gachagua speaks, I think when he says now is a truthful man, you know, Gachagua is actually gaining respect from the way he's talking, the way he has been exposing this government. So this is something that is annoying the government. This is something that has created a crisis in the government. This is something that is making people, leaders, to bang tables, as they speak. And there is fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether the heads are going to roll because that is what Kenyans are expecting. And again, when you look at the Gen Zs, you know, all said and done, people are asking, why is it that the government has problem with the Gen Zs? What is a trip I've also been asking? You know, people talking. And Dede Nyoro put it very candidly that if you are a public officer and you cannot handle criticism, then you have no business being in that office. That is what Dede Nyoro is saying. I do agree with him. You know, one time, you know, I met Dede Nyoro. And, you know, I've always been his greatest critics when he was actually in William Samoei Ruto's government. Do you know what he did? He greeted me. How are you, my brother? Smiling. Can you imagine? Smiling. And I thought he would be very, very angry with me because I've always been criticizing. But of course, in a constructive way, in a positive way. But he greeted me with a firm hand. I won't say where we met, but it was a huge gathering. Because of my height, he was able to see me. And we met face to face. And some of these guys, actually, I think they differed with William Samoei Ruto because of some of these things that are happening in the government. I don't know what to think, ladies and gentlemen, but the government of William Samoei Ruto is in a crisis mode. What next, ladies and gentlemen? Are heads going to roll? Is William Samoei Ruto going to address the issues, the demands by Raila Amolo Odinga? Is Raila Amolo Odinga going to walk out of the government? Interesting times ahead. Have a blessed